What's going on, guys? Kyle from Next Generation Sports Cards, back with another video. I'm releasing my new kind of adventure for next year. It's the road to $50,000. I'm looking to make $50,000 buying and selling sports cards in the year of 2025. So you guys are going to see for the next couple of videos what I'm doing to prepare myself to get there. I'm a full-time reseller. I buy and sell on eBay pretty much anything and everything I can find. I do storage units, and yard sales are my primary source of finding items. I have friends and family that give me some stuff. I also, have gone to thrift stores. Thrift stores around me really aren't super great, so I don't do that a ton, but occasionally I do it. But I'm really looking to niche down a little bit and do something that I really like to do, which is sports cards. So looking to really shift the business a little bit more towards that and not be so reliant on, the luck of a storage unit or something along those lines. I've been very lucky. I've been super grateful for what I've had. Started my business really full-time. I actually quit my job. I was a bank manager, quit it. Started doing full-time reselling in April of 2024. Been doing it for about 6 years. I was making pretty good money on the side. It was definitely nice income, extra income on top of what I was making as a salary. But looking to kind of ramp that up a little bit more, looking for different ways. But as I said, I want to niche down a little bit more, not be as reliant on that side of the business and more reliant on the sports cards, because that's really what I like. Sports collecting, sports cards, anything sports related I'm into, I'm game for. So I probably, in my sports card aspect of my business, probably do about 10 to 15,000, probably close to the $10,000 range on my purchases and my flipping through my business. I don't really have it broken down. It's kind of a guess. I have it all in my books kind of off on the side, but I don't have it broken down by like sports cards versus non-sports cards. So this year I'm definitely going to split that up. So I'm going to have my sports card side where I'm going to be focused on that side of the business. And I'm going to do a separate business for just the eBay side for anything else that's not sports related or being bought to flip for the sports aspect. So my guess is about closer to the 10,000 mark. The goal is to get to $50,000. I've broken it down a couple different ways and ways I want to get that accomplished. So PSA, right now I pay for a PSA subscription for the yearly fee. Obviously the fee is not too crazy. It is fairly expensive, but I forget exactly what it was, like $100 and something. But I only graded 66 cards last year. Now I graded some great cards and made some great profit off those cards, but 66 I think is way too low on what I should be grading, especially having the PSA thing. I'm very strict on what I send in. So I do have a really good gem rate. But the last 2 submissions I've sent in, I've actually kind of spent a little bit more time sending in a few cards that I think will get 9s, cards that I thought were possible 8s, just to kind of see how good my eye was and if I was being a little too strict on what I was sending in. And I definitely think that I am a little too strict, so I need to send some more cards in. And I really got to look, you can't just send in your base chronicles, your base tops, rookies. You got to send in cards that if you get a 9, you're still making a little bit of money. If you get an 8, maybe you're breaking even or losing just a little bit of money. So I'm really looking to focus on buying those cards to send in. I did 66 last year. The goal in 2025 is to submit 500 cards and get 500 cards graded. I think that will really boost up my business. Obviously, you guys know with PSA orders, it can be one card that pays for your whole order. So I'm looking to really send in more of those cards, see what I can do, kind of break that down a little bit. Second thing, card shows. So I probably attend maybe 1 card show a month. I'm looking to get that up to at least 2. I don't have any card shows that are super close to me. I live most of the card shows I go to are probably about an hour away. There's a few that are probably like 35, 40 minutes away. One which I just neglect. It happens monthly and I should go to it more often. I went for the first time this year, like probably a month or 2 ago. Haven't been back yet. And then there's another one that happens close to me, about 30 minutes. But that one is a yearly show, so I'll hit it every year, but obviously it needs to be that more than that, just once a year. There's also another one at a local VFW I went to once. There was only 3 to 5 vendors. I forget exactly how many, but very small, super dark. You couldn't even see half the cards. A lot of the vendors, you could tell, do it all the time because they had lights on their counter. But I got some great deals, great cards there. So it's definitely still worth going to, especially if you're going to be one of the primary people spending money. I think that you can develop good, fast relationships there. But my goal is to go twice a month to at least 1 card show, 2 times each month. Obviously, you can get some pretty good deals, and I'm looking to really build up my $5, $10, $20 area for Whatnot, but I'll kind of talk about that a little bit later. Card show setup. I've set up as a vendor a couple times. I don't know if I even did it this year, but I've had some great success, getting rid of cards, selling cards, trading cards. But also as a vendor, you get some crazy deals buying cards. So I need to get back onto that bandwagon. There's one show that I used to set up at, and I didn't even care if I sold anything. It was really, I was there just to buy. So the table was only $25, and the value for me was being able to buy cards. And I went there with a lot of cash to purchase, and I did. And I did very well with that. So kind of set that back up, get back into that routine. It moved a couple towns further. So it used to be like a 40-minute drive, 45-minute drive, and now it's probably closer to like a 55 to another hour. So unfortunately, it went a little bit the opposite direction for me, but definitely want to take advantage of that. The next thing that's going to happen is trade nights. So my local card shop does 4 trade nights a year. I don't know if they'll ever increase it, but there's plenty of card shops I have not been to in my local area, and I want to try to develop some connections and really find out like what they have going on. Do they have trade nights as well? Be good to go to a couple. My goal is to at least hit those 4 trade nights that are available, but really to get it up closer to like the 8 to 10 maybe trade nights. The one first trade night I ever went to had really good success. I was able to get rid of some of my what I would consider stale inventory, and I was able to purchase some newer inventory. Most of that stuff is either getting ready for grading, which I need to get onto, or it's something I've already sold. I got a Paul Skeens 5-star auto. That was a quick flip, already gone. And that paid for 2 other cards possible. There's no comps on one of them, but I'm going to guess it went from $125 to $200 for that one card in profit, because I pretty much made all my money on the Skeens auto. So need to get more into those. I also want to find some card shops. So I have 2 little kids. I have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. So it's difficult for me to tell my wife, hey, by the way, I know you worked all week. I know life's crazy, but I'm going to go away to a card show for 5 to 6 hours today, and then, try to do it again on Sunday too. So it's harder for me to do that. I work from home. I'm my own boss. I can go do what I want. So obviously I got to keep my business going and keep money coming in. But if I want to take a day, I can go to a card shop and sift through bins. I've been to 2 so far. I haven't seen a ton of value. My card shop, they do have dollar bins, but they're pretty weak as far as like being able to buy and resell. They have a good amount of them. Great for collecting, but not so much for the reselling aspect. I went to another one which pretty much had nothing. They had 3 boxes, and the 3 boxes were, I would consider, overpriced. So not even worth like buying it as a collector. So I want to try to find a local card shop in my area that I can go to and know that I can, pick up some cards at a good price, possibly flip, a healthy amount, go there, spend $100 and try to make $150, $200. So looking for another way to do that. We'll see what the next stage for next year. Second to last one here is my eBay store. So my eBay store, I'll even sell a $1.35 card. I think the cheapest card I do is $1.35. I net probably like 10 cents from that. I take the time to list it. I bought the Card Dealer Pro scanner. I like Card Dealer Pro software, but the printer I got, or the scanner I got, was like $350, but it just doesn't pick up cards easily. Sometimes there's doubles. Still can't figure out how to do it in top loader. I'm sure it's more of a me issue than it is, the scanner issue. But I've gone as far as taking a part out of it that people told me that was a fix, and I haven't really had much success. I had my wife do a lot with it. She's better with that stuff than I am. She still couldn't really get it to go, so I'm kind of on the verge of just giving up on that pipe dream, because I have millions and millions of cards from like these huge lots that I buy where I see one box of good stuff, and then I end up taking 3 or 4 boxes of stuff that really just won't move. And it just kind of accumulated in my basement, and I have way too many. So I thought maybe it would be a good way to move it. But really, I want to focus on my eBay store to be less than nothing less than $10 on there. Everything else, I just want to get rid of and not be a part of. I don't mind picking up lots that are lower end, stuff like that, but I want to be able to put them in lots and flip them. So team lots of, if I got a bunch of Mosaic or a bunch of Prism or a bunch of Topps Chrome Refractors, like put them all together. They're dollar cards, put 20 of them there, start an auction at $10, 50 cents a card, great for the whoever's getting it, and just see what it goes to. But really get them and get rid of them. Because unfortunately I've held on to some of these so long that, from the early 2000s, where the player is no longer relevant. Even if they were a good player in the 2000s, it's not like people are looking to buy a bunch of those. So it's just too hard to move. So I want to move it a little bit faster, and that kind of goes into the last stage of my road to 50,000. And what I think is going to be the biggest stage for me is Whatnot. So if you guys don't know what Whatnot is, it's a app, or you can do it on the website, but I think it works primarily better on an app, where it's live auctions. So you go and you put a card right in front of the camera, and you say, hey, this card's up for sale. Most people start it at $1. They run it, and whatever it goes for, it goes for. So you're done in 30 seconds, the card's gone. So I love that theory. Whatnot's hard if you don't have a following. So I started a Whatnot. I'm going to see what I can do I did film a little bit of video on it. Unfortunately, for some reason, I can't remember to turn the camera, so the video isn't great. But I'll probably put it in there just so you guys can see it in like an upcoming video. But just showing me starting at zero. My first show, I made 3 sales. I made net like $54. I probably got rid of like $100 to $150 in cards, somewhere in that range. So it's definitely a loss for the first show. I didn't start it at $1. I started them kind of like at half comps, and I knew that I wasn't going to get extra bids. So and I was just sifting through the cards, so I didn't want to put it up, run 15-second auction, 20, 30-second auction, whatever it was, have it not sell, and then put up the next card. That's just boring. So I was kind of flipping through my cards and just telling people, hey, if you see something you like, let me know. I'm going to go do a couple different Whatnot strategies to help grow a base, but I don't want to have inventory very long, as I said, with like the eBay stuff. So anything under $10 is going to go on Whatnot. And even I want to get that, once I get my Whatnot base going, I want to put everything on Whatnot. There's obviously, like, I went to a card show and I got 2006 Topps Finest Refractor of Sidney Ponson. It's a gold to 49. So I got it for less than $2. It was like $1.60 in the lot price. And I'm going to get $8 to $10 off that card. I know it's not going to sell and Whatnot. So those cards will go on eBay. Those will be my lower end cards that just go there, where I know I can make a little bit of money just because it's going to be a set collector that buys it. Or maybe even a team collector of the Orioles, they're going to buy that card, but not necessarily put it on Whatnot. If I put that on Whatnot, it's going to sell for $1, maybe not even. So I want to utilize that a little bit more, move a little bit more of my inventory faster, and use eBay for like some of the slower cards. You get a member's choice from like the 90s or early 2000s, whatever years it was, where it's worth like $10 rather than just like the non-base variation that's worth maybe $1. So really going to look to use Whatnot, grow that in 2025. Kind of show you guys how to grow Whatnot. I think that everyone kind of goes and throws like a $1 card, like a $20 card, sells for $1, they get discouraged. I think that, I know I'm going to take a loss. I'm okay with it. I'm buying lots right now, and you're going to see in like the next video or two a card show inventory where I went and bought probably like 180 cards for $450, something like that. It came to like each card was $2.30 value. So there's some $10 cards, there's some $4 cards. There were unfortunately some like $2 or $3 cards, probably break-even cards on there. But I'm looking to sell half of that on eBay and then try to make my money back on those cards, or very close to it, then put the rest on Whatnot. People are going to get great deals. I'm going to lose money on those cards, but as a whole, it's going to get me a fan base, get people following me. If they're getting good deals, they're going to do it. I know I'm never going to get great deals on Whatnot. I'm not expecting to, sell it at what I can get for eBay, but if I can, the fast nickel or the slow dime, I'm going to take the fast nickel all day long in 2025. That's the goal. So I appreciate you guys if you made it through this far in the video. The goal is $50,000. I'm going to call it the road to 50,000. I'm going to show you guys weekly what I'm buying, what I'm selling. I'm going to break down my financials on just the cards alone. That's going to start January 1st. You're going to see me doing some Whatnots. You're going to see me talking about PSA. I got one PSA reveal that just came in today. I haven't opened the box. I'm going to film that real quick, probably shortly after this. But I'm going to show you guys kind of like what I'm doing to prepare myself for it, because I do want to try to get a little bit of a head start going into that, because I am looking to pretty much 5 times the amount that I'm doing. But I think that I have a good strategy for it. We'll see. But if you guys are interested in seeing how to try to grow a card business, I'm going to show you my strategy to it, and you can see if it works. I appreciate you guys. Give us a follow if you can. Have a great day.